Good afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures, and it's your daily midday market minute. We got another rate hike today, but before I get to it, if you're watching this on YouTube, please click the link below and subscribe. Like and subscribe. If you're watching from our website, there's also a link below to direct you to YouTube, and you can subscribe that way. We'd love for you to follow us. We'd love for you to help us build our following. All right, let's get to it. It was the Bank of Canada. They hiked rates by 25 basis points today, throwing off the session. They're also in the news. The Canada in general is wildfires. They have the smoke kind of going down through the East Coast and populating New York City. It's been all over the papers, all over the news. But you got this Bank of Canada now moving rates surprisingly another 25 basis points to 4.75%. Like the Reserve Bank of Australia, not last night but the night before, hiked rates 25 basis points. I mean, they're slowing growth, but just stubbornly high inflation, and that's what they're trying to get in front of here right now. So it's an ever-present reminder that even though the Fed's talking about a pause or a skip, these other central banks are not stopping quite yet, and you got more tightening from there. It's moved the 2-year yield up to 4.6% on the high on the day, right back to that cycle high from about a week and a half ago or so. Ultimately, though, the 30-year bond prices are falling out too. They're down to about a point and a half. It's moved the odds of a Fed hike from just above 20% to just above 30%. What this all did was to create a risk-off environment, and we had a very buoyant environment to start the day. The Nasdaq traded 14,675. You had commodity prices like gold and silver making new local highs. The S&P, most importantly, was out above 4,300. Rare major 4-star resistance there. The second time up there this week. It thought it could do it. Wasn't able to do it. Batted down right in front of the Bank of Canada, right on that. Finishing the session, though, holding major 3-star support at 4270. The Nasdaq did get below that June 1st, Thursday trading, opening range of the month and traded to 14,305. It kind of settled right at the bottom end of our major 3-star support, 14,330. Keep an eye on these levels here as we go in the overnight. Can they hold? The S&Ps continue to battle there. But the rotation continues. I mean, you got the Russell 2000 up another 2%. The Dow did make a new session high out above the 830 AM high just late in the session, but didn't quite finish there. So there's a lot going on here. This rotation continues. But, it's the big tech, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, all down 3%. Tesla, I highlighted the Tesla chart in the Morning Express today, did break out of a downtrend, did move pretty well through there and held on to gains. I think we're up about 1.5% on the session. Keep an eye on that. But it'll be really kind of important to see how things unfold here into tomorrow. Do we trend lower? Do we get a snapback? But, I think overnight's going to be crucial because we came into the day, there was some decent momentum. The China imports overnight, specifically crude oil, was at a three-month high. Overall, the look there had, kind of got crude off this $70 low, and it's got the ball rolling higher. Now, crude did test major 3-star resistance at $73. Looked at that level. It's highlighted on the Morning Express, as are all the levels for the S&P and Nasdaq, gold, silver, and crude oil. But that it did hit that. The EIA inventory report, really nothing huge to learn from it. We saw a slight draw in crude, not as big as a build in the API and gasoline. 1.6 million barrels per day of net imports coming in. That definitely helps flush the system, help bring more crude, and then you had the refinery utilization up 2.7% week over week, which explains the draw of crude, and then it recreates gasoline inventories. Overall, though, crude demand up a touch, but gasoline demand down a touch. Vice versa. Crude demand down a touch, gasoline demand up a touch. But overall, this is a good move to see here, and I think it was China that really set that ball in motion. Now, copper also had a decent move here today, but again, it was the Bank of Canada. They hiked rates. And that was a surprise, and that risk-on move that was started early slammed a lot of the markets, specifically the metals, as you had rates moving higher and prices coming in pretty sharply. The dollar index got going back above 104. It was as low as a 103.55, 56. The early knee-jerk reaction to the downside as the opening bell had taken place, and you're getting this risk-on move higher. Everything reverted fairly quickly after the Bank of Canada. Gold traded at 1986.5, local high there, slammed back down 1956. Silver 24.16, that big level, 382 retracement there. It hit that last Friday, rejected, back down to 23.55. Copper traded up to 381. Now, this is a big area. We're just testing into this 382 retracement, 200 moving average, the breakdown point, the previous lows, all that stuff, all that good stuff is right there in copper. It got up to 381, finished back the session below 376. Platinum got up to 1051. A lot of resistance in platinum from 1040, 1045. Got a 50-day moving average, got a breakdown area, a lot on there. We want to talk about it, call our desk. We would love to talk about platinum and copper with you. A lot going on in those markets. But again, if we see the dollar move higher overnight, it's going to continue to pressure gold and silver, but it's going to be about the Chinese yuan. Chinese yuan did make a new, did continue to move higher. And then not the yuan, the CME's futures contract did move higher. That is the USD CNH. Keep an eye on that for the metals as well. A lot to take in here to tomorrow. Give us a call. We're here for you at 312-278-0500. Remember, futures trading involves substantial risk of loss. Is not suitable for all investors.